when I counted up my demons.
Hey,
Saw there was one for
well, it's October
every day.
4th, Monday, and it's been almost a month since my last video, for good reason. I think my last video I did was September 11th, and very shortly after that, a few days after that, I ended up having to go to the emergency room and have my gallbladder removed, of all things. I was having excruciating pain in my lower back, and I thought it was
It's 7 o'clock.
I thought it was gastritis, you know, because I take Prilosec, and I still had like a little burning in my stomach as well, so I couldn't tell. And I thought, and I had severe gastritis before, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and I would feel it in my back as well. So anyway, long story short, I kept putting it off going to the hospital, because I kept saying to myself, well, I'll just take an extra Prilosec or a Zantac or whatever and try to get it to go away. And it would always go away eventually. It would stop. The bouts of pain would be maybe 2, 3, 4 hours, and then it would go away, and I'd be like, okay, I gotta stop eating, anything that's got any acid in it or whatever. Well, I did all that, and it kept coming back, and then one night it just didn't go away. It started at about, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock at night and went until, close to 6 in the morning, and it was brutal. I mean, I was writhing in pain, and so I went to the emergency room, and they did all the testing, and they found that that I had gallstones, but not just gallstones, but that my gallbladder was inflamed and either diseased or extremely infected. And they said that if I hadn't come in when I did, that my gallbladder would have erupted within a day or two. So in that regard, I feel very blessed that I was able to go to the hospital and get it done and not have a problem, because if your gallbladder erupts, it's just as bad as having your appendix burst. It's a real problem, especially with having a compromised immune system as it is. It could have been, quite possibly could have been deadly. So in that regard, I feel fortunate, but I also have been a bit depressed since I had it out, because I was doing so well beforehand, outside of the pain that I had after the last video I did, September 11th. I was doing so well. My weight was skyrocketing. I was having a lot of energy, and my bowel movements were once a day, and I just felt I was just feeling really good. I wasn't having a lot of gas and bloating, and I just felt like I was getting ready to get back into the game and get my life jump started again. And it really felt like my life had, the rug had been pulled out from underneath me, because right now I'm having a real hard time with adjusting to life without a gallbladder. Right after your gallbladder, if you don't know, is what regulates your bile acid. Your liver creates the bile acid, and then your gallbladder regulates, when do you get bile acid into your intestines to break down fats and so forth. And without a gallbladder, now you have no regulation. And so what happens is your liver just spews bile acid into your intestine. Now, if your liver produces a lot of bile acid, then you get what's called dumping, which causes frequent diarrhea, because when bile acid gets into your colon, and your colon wants to get rid of it, and you have diarrhea. Or some people don't have enough bile acid, and it causes constipation. So me, I was one of the people that had too much, and it's just wreaking havoc with the amount of times I go to the bathroom. It's exponentially higher. It's getting better now that I'm taking steps to figure this all out. But when I first got out of the hospital, it was like I was literally going to the bathroom. It felt like every hour, and it wasn't like hot temperature wise, but there was you could just tell there was a lot of acid in it. Everybody out there knows what I'm talking about. It was just really uncomfortable going to the bathroom. Now I've slowed down to about 3 times a day. Still uncomfortable, but not nearly as bad as it was. And basically, I'm just eating tons of fiber, tons of fruits and vegetables, raw fruits and vegetables with whole grains, lots of whole grains, whole grain brown rice, spelt, just tons of real good raw organic food. Limiting my fat intake as far as any kind of dairy or anything goes. And I'm taking a product called cholestyramine, which is a bile acid binder, and taking some extra calcium. Anyway, all these things I'm doing are supposed to help me absorb bile acid, because I have a double-edged sword problem, because I have had 3 resections of my small intestine, and that section of your small intestine, the ileum, is what also reabsorbs the bile acid. So if your gallbladder produces a lot of bile acid, well, that part of your small intestine will reabsorb it, so it doesn't spill into the colon, causing the diarrhea or the gas or the bloating. So having had, roughly 3 feet of that intestine removed, it's causing me problems, even more so probably than the average person. There's a silver lining to this story. Is the good news is that all the testing they did, the ultrasound, the CT scans, and they did like a slow nuclear scan. I never had one of those before. It took forever, but all of the tests showed no signs of Crohn's disease. So that's lovely. I'm extremely excited about that. Now I just have to get through this last little hurdle with my gallbladder, and hopefully we can be 100%. But thank you for the prayers. I love you all, and I will talk to you all soon. God bless you all. Bye-bye.